All right, we finished the hallway. And now on to the living room. Okay, we're finished with the hallway, and now it's on to the living room. So in the foyer, we've got two doorways. This is the old entryway to the house. That door to the living room, that door to the dining room and kitchen. We're gonna walk you through. So we've got it cleaned out, or we're starting to get it cleaned out. Rob's deciding. What are you deciding? What are you doing?
I'm thinking what my next move is here, which I think is gonna be to pop the trim off.
Pop and trim.
To start getting the trim out of here.
The good thing down here, this trim was redone years and years ago, so we don't have to do a whole lot to the trim other than maybe like a quick sanding and then a coat of water locks, which all the trim upstairs needed stripped because it was all old varnish, and so we had to soda blast that and then water locks it. So down here it's going to be easier, which fingers crossed. We always say this, that means it will go faster. Probably not, but
it should.
Hopefully.
It will. I mean, if I don't have to spend what amounts to about a week of doing trim, I mean, that'll help.
Yep. So these three windows, this one right here looks into our gym, which is an enclosed space now, but when the house was originally built, that would have been an open air porch, so that window would have also looked outside. It doesn't now, so there's a blind up on the other side. That's why you can't see through it. But anyway, these two windows will 100% definitely be replaced. That one has a crack in it. It needs it anyway. And we're just kind of up in the air. You can't see this window from the outside, so we probably won't replace it. It'll just stay there, and I mean, like I said,
paying $700 for a window that we don't need to replace, that you don't even see from the outside.
Yeah, or like $1,500, because these are, what are these, 6-foot windows?
It's like a watch that doesn't work. It's just a looker.
Kind of like this door. This door works, but it's just a looker. We don't use it for anything.
But we might.
I don't know, maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And then, my pride and joy, if you thought the closet was Rob's pride and joy, this right here's mine. Look at that puppy. It pops off. Apparently there's only 4 screws holding it into the wall.
Well, actually there's only 2.
There's only 2. Even
there's
better.
A screw there and a screw there.
Okay.
There's 2 holes.
There's 4 holes. 2 screws.
So,
okay.
I'm saying this thing...
Yeah, don't do that.
It ain't held up by much.
Yeah. But it's all one piece, right? Pops off as one big...
I think.
Hopefully.
I've never taken it off.
So that'll come off so that we can knock all the plaster down. And then we'll house that right around the corner, up against this wall, but we gotta get rid of all this first. There's lots of moving. Lots of moving and reorganizing right now.
Too much chagrin.
Yeah, and rearranging so that we can, it's amazing, all the crap you store in one room. And then when you have to find new homes for all that stuff, it doesn't work quite like you hoped.
Yeah, this is our craft station for this one and that one.
Hang on, it's messy,
There's
but it's. I just cleaned it, even though it's really messy. But...
Yeah. What are you making there? Show your little octopus family.
Let me see some of your stuff you make. Oh, this is where they're all hidden. We got some good cookies. I would eat those if I didn't know better. I thought that was a little pig. It's apparently a little cow, but it's awesome. She does good work. Good imagination. And then Liv makes bracelets and rings and ankle bracelets and all the rest of it. So, I don't know. They've been talking about selling those on Quinn's Etsy shop. That's right. I was getting ready to say Pinterest, but that's not it. But yeah, so go to Quinn's Etsy shop and buy some bracelets.
Talk about what you're doing.
Ask me.
What are you doing?
Putting in a negative air machine.
Why?
Like in the other rooms.
No, I want you to say because we're getting ready to start the living room.
Because we're getting ready to start the living room. Ugh. We're starting the living room, folks. Glad to have you here. We're glad you're aboard.
Let's get started. Now what are you doing?
I'm still putting in the air machine. I'm still putting this in.
He's gonna cover that gap. So no bats get in.
Seriously, if you've ever been in a canoe or a kayak or something and you're floating down a river, tie a couple of these things together and throw them in the water and let them drift. They'll slow you down and they won't grab anything. And these are perfect for if you're gonna float a river. Swiss cheese.
So what we're using to close off this doorway is, it's called a zip wall system. And so these are little telescoping poles, and they have like a, I don't know, anchor point. I don't know what you call
Yeah,
that.
so we'll show them.
So you take this little red piece on one side of the plastic, and then you snap the black piece on the other side, which is attached to the pole.
Go in there. plastic. Nope, pull it tight. Like, there you go. And then, yep.
Easy-ish. So we've taken off the trim almost everywhere in the room. Only a few casualties. This is what's next. I don't know if that's today, but one cool thing, this doorway at one point had, what are those called? The sliding doors that are in the wall. Pocket doors. And if you look up here, I don't know if you can see this. You can see
The old track.
the old track, and there's like the little dangly thing that the door would have attached to slide it. You see it?
Yeah. You want to see in there?
Mm-hmm. It's the track.
Maybe you can see it. We'll open it up some more and you'll be able to see it. I gotta get this fireplace out of here. And then we're gonna see about getting this mantle down. Which really, it worries me. For some reason, Kristen seems much less worried about it than I do. Which is odd. Usually she's worried about everything. And I'm worried about very little. But I gotta reach back in here and get these screws out so I can undo the flue. And then I have to undo, I don't know if you can see it, let me get a flashlight on it. That gas connection down there. It's a little tough in here. Let me turn you sideways. There's that gas connection. I might be able to get in there and get that loose, pull it through, but I don't know. Maybe it will be easier to do it that way. It's just really tight. I mean, that's about 2.5 inches clearance, but somebody got in there and made it up, so. Well, I've kind of taken this apart, sort of, taken all the stuff out of it, the lava rock, I think it's rock wool, the stuff that's in here. I'm sure you can buy more, you know. I may have to buy more rock wool. These lava rocks I probably reuse, but this all needs cleaned up. So when the time comes, I'll take this apart and show you how to take one of these apart. I've never done it before, but again, like I've said in past videos, my trade is heating, air conditioning, refrigeration that I did years ago. Not really in that line of work so much anymore, but I remember how to do all this stuff, you know. Everybody's afraid of gas, but it's just really just pipes and nuts and bolts. That's all it is. It's not really that big a deal. Just make sure there's no leaks when you put it back together, and it should all work. So when the time comes, I'll clean all this up before it goes back in, and we'll make it look new again. Right. Here, turn it off for a second. You can continue. All right, so Kristen's cleaning underneath where the old desk was. for the girls to do all their crafting and all the stuff they do. So we've moved that up to their bedroom, and when we move the mantle, we're gonna move it right out of in there and put it right here and lean it against the wall. So we won't have to move it far. We won't have to do a whole lot with it.
It won't have to be in the garage.
Yep, that's right.
Because it's my pride and joy.
That's right. So there's only 2 screws. That one and
I
that
know,
one.
but wait. So let me ask you a question. Would it make more sense to take this plastic down and take it through there?
Yes, we're gonna. I just want to see. I want to pull it away from the wall,
Uh-huh.
and then we can lean it back up against the wall,
Okay.
and then do the plastic.
Okay. Alright. So just 2 screws?
I'm worried about this mirror. I
Yeah.
don't know why it looks like it's slid down.
Yeah, it does.
Don't push on it.
So basically you don't know if when you take it out if this is gonna come crashing out.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
The only other thing I thought we could do is get painter's tape.
And tape it. Why don't we do that? Just in case.
I got it.
You're gonna be dumb.
Why don't you start tearing?
I gotta take off my gloves.
Take off your working gloves.
All this work. Let me have it.
That's a little long.
Better, my love.
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh. It's okay if they crisscross it like reinforces. Right? Physics or something?
Isn't that a principle of engineering? It's the law of diagonal contortion.
It's not real.
Really?
No, it's not.
It's Newton's 4th law. An object put in place by painter's tape remains in place
Remains in place until
indefinitely
the tape is removed.
until your wife is happy.
You good? Not good, you think?
I feel better about this.
Okay.
This is, we've done what I think about all we can do. You know?
Alright, Newton. Time to.
Don't fail me, Newton!
Don't fail me, Newton. Come on, Newton. It is not.
Easy.
What are we working with?
Yeah, that mirror is,
Not.
it ain't attached by anything. I'm really glad we did that. I don't know whatever was keeping it in is
It looks like
deteriorated.
glue. It looks like glue or something, but it's not. Like you can see the back of the mirror.
Yeah. Okay, so you put, I think right there, just small movements out, up and out.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh, yeah. And that was just held in by tape to begin with.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we may need to lean it, we take it out, lean it this way so
So
that
we can
we can
tape
do
it.
something to the back. Put that mirror back in place.
Yeah, because I can see. I can
Daylight.
daylight. I can see the wall over there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. Okay. Well.
All right, so you just want to sit here and hold it for a minute?
Yeah, I don't want to lean it back because I don't want the mirror to fall out.
All right, it's not. We got it. It ain't going anywhere. That's gonna hold it.
Okay. Okay. So.
I think the best spot is right here.
Okay.
We can do small 1 foot movements.
Okay. Sucker's heavy. Okay, ready?
It's not light.
I mean.
Can you grab this? Your hand fit around that wood?
Okay, here we go.
Hey, get down like this. Put your hand lower, your left hand, there. Now lift with your legs.
I know, I don't have a good grip like that. That's why I'm up here.
But if your hand's lower, you'll be able to use your legs to lift and not like you're shrugging it.
Okay. Stop. Ooh.
There's the back of it. Look at that mirror. I'm real glad I taped that mirror in place because this thing that was supposedly holding the mirror in place.
And it was just being held in place by some duct tape.
Yeah,
and some
it is
tape.
bad news, man.
All right,
We'll fix that.
sweep all these cobwebs.
Cobweb sweep. Take one. It starts. I'm getting ready to start breaking plaster off these walls. So, got my tractor in place. I'm gonna dump all the plaster in the bucket. And I've got my bagster over there on my trailer. So I will fill the bucket, back it up, go dump it over there. No more chute like we've done in the other videos. That chute was nice. It really made things, it worked well. I'm dumping this plaster right down the chute into that bag so I could then dump it, but them days is over. All right, I got to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more times. So there's 6 walls left. What's 7 walls? So octagon's 8. 6 is hex.
Hexagon.
Septagon.
I made that up.
Yeah?
I don't know. Makes sense. Septagon.
Sounds like a transformer.
Septagon.
A Decepticon.
A Decepticon.
And our room is a Septicon. I don't know.
Oh, I said Septagon.
Septagon. All right. Well, it still sounds like a transformer.
You have plaster all over your forehead.
Anyway, 7 more times, people.
So one load is 1 wall, or 1 wall is 1. It's so bright. I don't know. Film me. One wall
Is 1 load.
is 1 load. I can't look without squinting.
You don't. It's okay. It's
Okay.
a squint.
So 1 wall is 1 load.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
So one of the things we found when we opened the walls up, and which we didn't really find it, I knew it was in there. I've just never seen it exposed like this before, is there was a pocket door right here. So we took the trim off. You can see the latch where it would have latched years and years ago. And then you have the rail up here that's behind the wall. And you have the trolleys. So that's the first time that this has seen daylight for, I mean, who knows how long. I've been here, well, I'm 49 years old, and I've never seen it. I've never seen the trolleys. There was never a door here when I was a kid. So it's pretty cool. You can kind of see the mechanism of the trolley in there. And surprisingly, they travel really smoothly and quietly. And you can see how they're bent. I was trying to think how they would have mounted the door up there with them bent like that. They're bent in the exact same way. The only thing I can figure out is they put the trolley up somehow and then built this wall after the trolley was in, put the door in, and then built the wall after the door and trolley was in place. It's the only thing I can figure out. And then how they would have gotten the door off, which the way those are bent, it makes me think that they just cut the bottom of this door and then bent it up and took whatever screws were holding the door. That's all I can figure. So, I don't know. Am I going to put a door back in there? Maybe. Have to wait and find out. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool piece of history in this house. Fireplace. You know, I've never seen this, obviously. So the chimney's back there. Behind that build out. And, you know, I may have told this story before, but growing up in this house, I remember when this was an actual wood burning fireplace. And I remember my dad having a fire in it once. And it got so hot in this room that we couldn't even stay in here. We had to go somewhere else and I think Dad went ahead and put the fire out, but it was scorching this room. That's what I remember as a little kid. That was the only fire we ever had in it, ever. And then when we went through the first remodel, after my dad passed away when I was like 21, Mom had that insert put in. So it's got a flue liner up through the chimney. The chimney got removed at the termination of the roof. The chimney's gone, and in place you've got just a metal flue like you'd see on one of these fireplaces or like a water heater or something. But yeah, it's been that way ever since. So I'm putting that back in. There's no chance we're gonna have a wood fire in this place. So that's what's going on. So what I think I'm gonna do, next steps, I gotta clean up. I gotta clean the rest of this up. I gotta get the heating runs off, and then kind of start to plan my electrical. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably gonna have 5 or 6 outlets in here. The switch for the light and the fan are here. I think I'm gonna move them to this wall because, you know, my whole life and the nearly 8 years that we've been living here now, we've just, that door just doesn't get used a lot. And so we're constantly reaching across the couch or a chair or something to turn the light on. So I'm gonna put it right there where you would normally have a light, or maybe even over there. Because if that door's there, that may not be the best place to put a switch. So it may go over here. We'll see. And yeah, so we'll have switches there to turn on the ceiling fan and the light. We're gonna get a new ceiling fan. That is 90s-tastic ceiling fan. Still a good fan, but it's going away. We're gonna get a updated fan. I'm not gonna put, and that's gonna be the primary light. We'll have probably a couple lamps like we did before, I would imagine. I'm not gonna go, this ceiling's not coming down. And I'm not gonna try to put in can lights or do anything like that. It's just, that is not worth my trouble. So once we get the electrical ran, we'll insulate, we'll start the drywall. So I've gotten this far in 2 days. I've gotten all the plaster off the walls, all the lath down. So I mean, I'm making pretty good time. I was really gonna start cleaning this up, get the rest of the lath out to my Bagster dumpster bag, but it's raining and I don't want that plaster out there in that bag to get exposed to rain, because obviously if it gets wet, it's gonna double in weight and it's just gonna be a nightmare. So I've got it covered with plastic right now. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's out there on my trailer. I've got it covered with plastic so it just doesn't get saturated with water and make it impossible to get out of my trailer. So that's what's going on. I wish it wasn't raining. I was ready to get this place cleaned up and get moving. So I'm sitting here trying to decide what I want to do right now, and so I thought I'd pick the camera up and tell you what's going on. So we'll be back here. So yeah, that's what's happening.